different. Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, Brian Haynes, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they're bringing Big Ben back. They're just trying one more push here. And I was getting ready to say I would be surprised if Jeremy's grade is any higher than a C-, and he went with the D+. Obviously, they took a running back in the first round of the draft with Najee Harris out of Alabama, which is going to knock them down on Jeremy's grade list. I don't mind the pick. You're known for running the football. Get the running back that you believe is the best one in this class, and I think that's exactly what the front office did.
He fits the scheme, no doubt. I just don't like taking running backs in the first round. Mm-hmm. It almost invariably never goes well. Because, and the theory is very simple. It's not that I don't like running backs. It's that you don't have them as long as you have everybody else. You take all right, so they needed a left tackle. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily think Tevin Jenkins is a left tackle, but let's say they take him. Tevin Jenkins, if you hit on him, is your left tackle for the next 10 years. Najee Harris, if you're lucky, you'll get 6 years out of him. Mm-hmm. Lucky. And that's why I don't take running backs that high. Mm-hmm. I like taking running backs in day 3 because you can find valuable guys that late. I don't think Pittsburgh had to take him that high. That being said, they had to have a running back. Mm-hmm. So I get that. That's really not the pick I'm dinging them on the most. I don't understand the Pat Freiermuth thing at all.
Really?
I do not get it at all. So
even though you listed that as your best pick.
Yeah. that should kind of tell you how I feel about the rest of it. Because I'll be honest with you, Quincy Roche was the best value.
Yeah, 100%.
Quincy Roche was my best pick for this team.
Rounds.
I tried to put 3 different players on the graphic because I'm going to level with you. I could have put Roche on the top line and the bottom line and been just fine. Mm-hmm. Stephen Tow's brother, Clint, very good friend of mine, is a huge Steelers fan. Mm-hmm. And when he asked me about it, he called him Baby Gronk and all this other shit. And I asked him how he felt about it. And he said, well, Eric Ebron's a big old pussy. Well, Pat Freiermuth can't block any better than Eric Ebron can. He can't. That's a myth. I don't know where the fuck it's come from. I've watched tape on Pat Freiermuth till blood came out of my ears trying to figure out where is it that you're talking about him being such a good blocker. Mm-hmm. He's an average to decent blocker. He's Mike Gesicki 2.0. I think he's more baby Gesicki than he is baby Gronk. Now, he's a really good receiver. But you had a lot of those. Who in the shit is going to play left tackle for this team? Mm-hmm. I mean, is it Dan Moore that you took in the 4th round? Because I think he's a guard, just being really honest with you. We were supposed to have his high school coach on our draft coverage, but we couldn't make the video work. I was very excited about that.
Yep.
Yeah, it seemed like I kept screaming, like, when are they going to address the offensive line? When are they and they did with back-to-back picks. I just didn't think that those picks were they're okay picks. I just don't know if these guys are day 1 starters. I think they can fill a role for this team, but I don't know if this necessarily helps out that offensive line. If you want to get back to power running Pittsburgh Steelers football, these aren't the picks that you needed. Not to mention, how long before Ben's arm falls off?
Well, here's the thing. My knock on the Steelers is I'm a very blunt person. If you're new to this show, you're going to figure that out pretty quick. I'm blunt as hell. You have 1 year left at Ben before his arm falls off.
Yep.
And now you've put him behind an offensive line that I don't know how you're going to build it. I like the Kendrick Green pick. I like the Dan Moore pick. I don't know who your tackles are going to be. Mm. I don't. I mean, if you think you can play Dan Moore left tackle, more power to you. We'll see how it goes. I don't think it's going to be great. That's why you're getting dinged here. I don't really hate any of these players. I don't understand the fit with Freiermuth. Unless Ebron's not going to be on this team, or he's not going to be on this team in a year, then yeah, that's your tight end in the future. And he can be a starting tight end in the NFL. I get that. You took 2 non-premier position players to start this draft, and I'm not going to love that. I'm just never going to love that. I do think that helps Ben. It gives him some more weapons. I just don't know how long he's going to have, and you've got a brittle quarterback that's going to be behind a very new offensive line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The biggest problem for the Pittsburgh Steelers is that they're doing this retread for 1 more year with Ben Roethlisberger. Meanwhile, the Baltimore Ravens have gotten better, much better in their skill positions, and then the Cleveland Browns have just killed everything that they have done. So they're already 3rd best team in the league going into this year. And I don't know. It could be a race with the Cincinnati Bengals to be the worst team in this division.
No, I disagree with you vehemently on that. Something, LK Garcia, first of all, glad to have you. Second of all, he said they got Shakur Brown as an undrafted free agent. That needs to be said because Shakur Brown is one of my favorite corners in this class. And I can't believe he didn't get drafted. They also got, there was another one they had, Rico Busi from Hawaii. I really like that kid. That could be the next Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver and he's a year away from being a year away. But I really like, Pittsburgh is really good at finding talent. I don't have a problem with the talent on any of these players. There are a lot of Pittsburgh Steelery kind of guys. They're going to be lunch pail. You're not going to say their name very often, but they're going to do their job. My problem is I don't know what your line's going to look like. Sorry, I had to get that out before we
Yeah.
moved on.
Speaking